Why not? I'm actually getting nervous gonna tell the story already. I already filmed this once, and just for fun, I didn't really, I just wanted to see what I can get out. And in that, I wrote notes, and I just wanted to tell this story, to listen to me blabber. Everybody's gonna have a fun time. I got my John Wick shirt on, everybody's having a fun time. I'm going to be telling the story of why I've never had a boyfriend before. So
bring it back, come on.
Throughout the year, probably. That's good. Throughout the year, I'm gonna just be telling you guys stories of me talking to guys and telling you how they went or how they didn't go, I guess. This first story that I'm telling you took place last year, from August to November. I downloaded Bumble. So basically, I matched with this guy on Bumble. And I do remember matching with him because, you just scroll. And I was like, well, he's not. Here's the thing about me. I have like a thing for like nerdier guys. I wasn't really counting on him to match with me. We matched, and I remember when we first matched. I'm taking too long to say the story. So I was getting ready. Well, it was the night before I had work, so I was getting ready for work. I was straightening my hair, watching The Umbrella Academy. I think it was the first episode that I was watching too. Yeah, I remember this like it was yesterday. We were texting constantly on Bumble. Like, we had like a conversation like back and forth. Like, we were talking. So everything was fine. Everything was great. I was talking to a few other guys, but he mostly had my attention because he was responding so quickly. He gave me his Instagram, I think. And then from that, it led to him giving me his phone number because I asked him for his phone number. I'm not big on like trading socials with people because I don't know. I'm not even on Instagram like that. Like, I don't post anything at all. So like, I find it pretty pointless to give out my Instagram. I usually just give out my phone number. We were just talking normally at first, and then he started like flirting and stuff. He lived an hour. Well, at first he lived like 2 hours away, and then he like moved. So he now lives an hour away. But when we first started talking, he lived like 2 hours away. So it's not like, we could meet up. He did live far, so we watched Spider-Man together. Obviously he was flirting a little bit. I would never like flirt back because I like to actually get to know a person a little bit first to see if I even like them enough. And then if I do, I will flirt back. But I never really flirted back with him. He would talk about meeting like in person a lot. And like every time we talked on the phone, because we would talk every night pretty much, like for a couple of hours, or watch a movie. But he would always say like, when we meet up, let's go do this. Do you want to do this? I would just always tell him, yeah, maybe we'll meet up. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Like, we'll see. Cause like, I also just started talking to him, and I know a lot of people do things differently than what I do, but this is how I do things for myself. So, and he got very comfortable with me, I guess. So he started venting to me about certain things. He started talking about his ex-girlfriend, which I believe they broke up a couple months before we started talking, like a couple months ago. It's not like they just broke up and then he started talking to me. Like, they were broken up like for a couple months. He would start talking to me about his girlfriend and stuff, and I was okay with that. I was fine with it because I'm used to it. I'm used to people like coming to me and talking to me about their problems, and like me listening and trying to give the best advice I could. But I'm just very used to that happening with guys. I don't know why they do that. I don't usually go to people and like vent to them about my problems when I first start talking to them, but that's me. He would just tell me about his experience with his ex and how she was toxic because they worked together, and like it was a whole thing. So yeah, he did that once he did that the first time, he did that very more often, and that's my bad because I should have set that like boundary. But like I said, at first I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm okay with him talking to me about that stuff. Like, I don't mind feeling like I'm being wanted to talk to, you know? That was definitely a red flag at first, him talking about his ex and how she would message him and like try to get back together with him, and they would sleep together, and it would just be a whole cycle. So yeah, he did that a lot, and he probably still does to this day. He probably still does. About his problems more and his issues, and it was more so starting to be about like him. It was very like one-sided, this relationship, because he always told me like if I needed to vent to him, I could. I would never do that, but when I was very close to, I would text him, I would call him, and he wouldn't answer. So yeah, that sucked, because I mean, he does have a life too. Like, I'm not saying like he can't answer like that, but I was there for him when he needed me, but he can't do that for me. Talk about himself and his problems. Never asked me how I was doing. I'm sure he cared somewhat, but it was never ever about me. It was always about him. Always. That's the problem I have with men to this day. Like, they just talk about themselves. It's sad. I did post a video of me getting ready to FaceTime a guy. I'll put the thumbnail here so you could see. That video was me FaceTiming him for the first time. I never FaceTimed a guy in my life. This is like so horrible. Like, so yeah, that whole video was about him. So if you want to go watch that, you can. Forgot to tell you guys, this man was 25 and I just turned 20. I don't mind talking to older guys. I would assume they would have their shit together more, but he definitely did not, which is not his fault, but he would just come to me with all the shit he was dealing with and all his problems every time we would talk, and it became really exhausting. It just got different, for real. Yeah, because at first it was like getting to know each other, asking each other questions, watching movies together, and then it's just starting to get to him and his problems and him talking about himself a lot. So we would have like, our relationship was a roller coaster for sure. We would talk, watch movies, all this. He would accuse me of hating him because I would be mean to him or just not respond in the way he wanted me to. So he thought I hated him, which a part of me did, because like, he just changed so much. I felt like his therapist, not like his friend. Him telling me he wants to meet up with me and how he wants to see me and like he wants us to go out on a date, which he didn't really ask me if I wanted to go out. He would tell me what we're gonna do and like ask me where I wanted to go. Like, I didn't have an option. I didn't want to be with him after all. So when I told him that I don't really want to be with him and then I kind of just want to be friends, that was when it got bad. Again, I'm gonna put this here so you don't see his name. But yeah, I think after I like friend zoned him, but I would do that like a lot of the time. Like, truly, I would friend zone him so much. Like, he would invite me to a Halloween party and I'm just like, do you not know me at all? Like, do I look like I want to go to a Halloween party? I can't even say we understood each other because we obviously didn't. Just we were good, and then we were not good, and then we were good. When we were good again, it was very short-lived. We would talk for a couple hours. We would play games. We would play Uno a lot. And then he would start flirting with me again, and I would tell him, I don't want that. Because at first, truly, I didn't know if I wanted to be with him, but also I was taking in the fact that like, he kind of still talks to his ex. He kind of has a lot going on. And he kind of is 2 hours away. So I'm like, trying to be realistic and be like, do I really want to be with this man right now? There's a lot of stuff that happened between us, and like we talked a lot of conversations, but like I have no proof of it. You don't have to believe me, but like I have no receipts, I have no conversations, I have nothing. Was telling me that he's moving back to like his mom's place, which is an hour away, because he doesn't have any money. He did have a job, but like he had his own company as well. But he was trying to quit his job to just focus on himself and his app that he was kind of doing, I guess. AI app kind of guy. For a while, we didn't talk that much. I probably texted him like, are you mad at me? And then he was just like, no. And then he's just talking about how he has this apartment with his friends, and he has like this thing where like he's trying to get investors involved into this app. I guess I don't know if he's in school. I really don't know to this day. And then he started saying that he's like doing this project thing with this girl, and how he thinks that she's cute and how she's flirting with him. I was like, how do you think she's flirting with you? Like, what is it? And he said some bullshit like, she stares at me, she gives me a certain look, some shit like that. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He sent me her Instagram, and I saw her. I should have described him to you guys. I'm gonna describe him, and then I'm gonna describe her. Maybe he's like 5'10". He has curly hair. He wears glasses. He's just very nerdy. Like he's just a total nerd. So that's him. This girl that he just met is blonde and skinny, and he's talking about this new girl and how he kind of likes her. And then we stopped talking for a little bit. And then he comes back and he's like, yeah, that girl that I told you about, she's living with me now. I said, how long have you known this girl? He said 2 weeks. He would just put himself in like these situations that like absolutely disgusted the fuck out of me. Like, it just pissed me off so much. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're so weird. Like, you don't even know this girl and she's living with you. It didn't make any sense. She's a stranger and she's living in your apartment. Mind you, there's like 3 other dudes that live there, including him. So I'm like, what is she even doing? What are you doing? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, at first I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you are a grown man. You're gonna do whatever you want to do. I'm not your girlfriend. Like, I'm basically nothing to you. I just talk to you whenever I'm bored. And like by this time, like I knew our relationship was coming to an end. Even before he told me about the girl, like he just wouldn't talk to me at all. Like we were so distant. And there's no point in him being in my life. Like truly, I was mentally done with him by this point. And he told me that she moved in and stuff. I was like, that's probably why he wasn't talking to me. I was trying to give him like the benefit of the doubt. I really was. So we start talking, and he was saying that this girl moved in. But while we were on the phone, he was basically texting me everything because she's in the house. So he doesn't want to talk about her and like him here. Like her hear what we're talking about her. So he's texting me all this and saying how pretty she is and how great she is. And I'm telling him how stupid he fucking is. Like, every time I would talk to him, it was like a movie that I never wanted to fucking watch. Like seriously, it was horrible. He ends up hanging up the phone. He goes with his friends, and then he calls me again when he's with his friends, talking about this girl. And then they're all talking about this girl. And I'm like, oh my god, like, why am I even here right now? He calls me again. So that's like 3 times. Like, he would call me like, it's so bad. Because we would talk for so long, but like, it was like periods at a time now. So he would talk to me for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, another 10 minutes. Like, it was so fucking stupid. I hated that shit. I hated that fucking shit so much because I'm like, I just want you to sit the fuck down and just talk to me for 3 hours straight so we don't have to go back and forth. Like, that's so fucking stupid. He gets back home. He calls me. Oh no, I think he was just texting me. I don't think he called me. I think he was just texting me. And he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I slept with my ex. I was so close to fed up at that point. I really was. I was like, this is so like gross and disgusting. But like, also, why do you tell me that? I don't know. It's weird. He literally came to me and he was so down and hurt from his ex and telling me how she's like the worst person ever, how he needs to stop talking to her, how she needs to stop contacting him. And then he fucking sleeps with her. This all happened when we weren't talking, by the way. So it's just like a big slap in the face for me personally. Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna do you. Like, I wasn't like mad or jealous. I was just disappointed and disgusted. So that was that. My fucking mom, she brought home a stray dog. And I was telling him all about it. And he's like, we should start talking again. What did you say? He's like, yeah, I haven't been talking to any other girl. Like, we should start talking again. Like, seriously.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And I'm just like, I have to go eat lunch. Goodbye. I'm like, what do I say? When he texted me that, I was literally like, what the fuck? That's crazy because you just told me you fucked your ex and this new girl's in your house and you think she's so pretty and then you want to start talking to me again? Do you know how that makes a girl feel? So that kind of pissed me off even more. It made me more close to the edge and like, I'm really about to like, well, I think even before this, I had blocked his number for like 5 minutes and then I unblocked him because he texted me that he wanted to talk. I fucking remember this. Because this was in November for Thanksgiving break. And he wanted to talk to me on the phone. He wanted my advice about the blonde girl that's in his house. He wanted my advice with her. That's why he wanted to talk to me. Like, he was like, I really didn't talk to you about this. I didn't really care enough to talk about her, to give advice, to talk to her. Like, the fuck? Like, I'm not your mom. Like, I'm a girl you met on Bumble and you're talking to me about another girl. I should have said no. That's the problem. I should have told him no. I don't want to talk about that. So I'm trying to remember this as much as I can, you guys. It's really hard to remember because it's been so long. Before even he wanted to talk to me, he had mentioned that they had gotten in an argument. Like, he texted me this. They were like, he said that him and the blonde girl got in an argument because she's bipolar or some shit. And I'm like, I told you so. So then he's like, yeah, let me call you so I could talk to you about this girl. I need your advice on something. Fucking fine. I'm gonna be a good person and I'm gonna do it. Even though I didn't really want to and I didn't really want to talk to him about this. So then he calls me. Immediately starts talking about this fucking girl. He talks to her, I shit you not, about, he talks about her for 30 fucking minutes. Not the whole entire single time does he ask how I am, how I'm doing, how my day's been. Nothing. Me. Because, like, we haven't talked. Like, we haven't really talked like that. We would talk here and there, but, like, we didn't, like, sit down and, like, talk on the phone for, like, a long time or anything. He was just talking about her and how he likes her, how he wants to ask her out. So you asked me if I wanted to start talking to you again. And then a week later, you're telling me about how you want to take this other girl on a date. I really dodged a bullet. I don't know if he was that desperate for advice and he just wanted somebody to help him, but like, don't fucking come to me about that shit. Like, seriously. But I should have set that boundary in the first place. Started talking about this girl and how he wants to go on a date with her, how he should ask her, but she went like to be with her family, so he doesn't know what to do. And the whole time I'm just being dry, cold, sarcastic, like I don't want anything to do with this man. That's how I knew I was fucking done with him. Like I couldn't even try to pretend to give him good advice about this girl because I didn't care anymore. Like I was so mentally exhausted from him. Like I was so done. Like I was tired. It was like, dude, you're on your own. And he was like, you really hate me. And it's like, yeah, but like also you're sitting there talking about this girl for 30 minutes. You haven't even asked me a question about me, like how I'm doing. Like this relationship was so one-sided, you guys. It's so crazy. And I 1000% could tell you I cared more about that man than he ever cared about me, which is so fucking sad. Like he wanted to start talking again. He wanted to go out on dates, but I cared more about him than he cared about me. Like 1000% fucking cert. That's a hard word. At the end of the conversation, he was like saying how she saw my name on his phone and she got like jealous from it. But like also I don't trust a word he fucking says, so I don't know if that's true. Honestly, at that point I was like, there's no way. Like it's time for me to leave. Like you were talking about dating this other girl and then you talked about talking to me again. Like you wanted to start talking to me again. Like romantically. Step away because this is too much and I don't want to be in this fucking drama. Because he's drama enough as is. Like he always has something going on, I swear. Like every time I talk to him, like he's just such, I don't know, he's just so weird. Like he just makes the stupidest fucking decisions and like he's so dramatic. Like I thought I was dramatic. Like he's so dramatic. And in the conversation he was like,
wow, this is crazy. I gotta go.
And he just hangs up on me because I wasn't giving him the support he wanted, or I wasn't telling him what he wanted to hear. And honestly, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, that's your fucking problem. You're 25 years old asking me if you should ask out this girl. Like, what are you, fucking 12? Like, the fuck? Like, I don't care if you wanted to hear something else from me, but this is what you're gonna get because this is what you've earned. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I owe nothing to you. Like you're cut, dude. Like seriously. So I blocked him on Instagram. I blocked him on, I blocked his phone number, deleted everything. Everything was gone because he genuinely pissed me off and I was done with him. I did care about him and I think I'm like really like, this ended in November. It's literally February. I'm literally mourning what could have been so badly, you guys. It's so bad. Like, it's really bad. So bad that I unblocked him from Instagram. I unblocked his phone number. And I'm thinking about texting him, which I know I fucking shouldn't. I don't want to say, like, I'm missing him now, because I'm not. I think I'm just so more, like, I want closure so badly from him. And I want him to prove to me that I made the right decision. Because I'm feeling like I didn't. I feel like sometimes I am like exaggerating too much about certain things. So I know that he doesn't deserve to talk to me, and I deserve someone that's better than that because he was an absolute fucking mess. Like it was really bad. But also I'm just curious and I don't think that's bad. If you guys think I should text him and be like, how are you? Let me know. This is part 1 of why I've never had a boyfriend before. This is the reason why I don't be having boyfriends, because men just don't. I feel like if the circumstances were right, I could have been with him. I really could have, because I never clicked with somebody so much. But also I don't have that many experiences. Like sometimes I click with a guy and I'm like, oh my god, like he's the one. I never like got someone that got me too. Like we understand each other in some sort of weird way, but like I'm also 20 and I don't go out much and I haven't had much experience to talking to guys, so how am I supposed to know what's really out there if I don't go out there? This whole situation was a mess, and I did enjoy the time I had with him. I really did. I wish I could go back and, I mean, the only thing that I would do differently is set boundaries with him. It's kind of a weird situation. Let me know what I should do. If I should text him or not, or if I should just leave it be. Or if I went overboard and just blocked it for no reason. But I feel like blocking him was what I needed. It really was, because especially at that time in his life and in my life, like I just needed to push him away. Like I really needed to do that, but I always push guys away. But I really needed to this time because he has another girl in his life, and I'm like, okay, I need to step back. Like I really did take a step back. So, you know, I always knew that if I didn't delete his number, he would be there. I know his Instagram. Like, I know he's there. I just wonder, like, if I should take that leap of faith and just be like, hello. Dependent on him. Like, I was so dependent on him. Like, it was really bad. I depended on him for a lot of things, and I still do that. You know, like, I depend on guys too much, and they always just let me down. I need to stop fucking doing that shit. Like, I need to stop depending on men because they're not gonna do it for me. So, yeah, I just need to not be so dependent. But I feel like he could really, truly, like, be there for me when I need him. Eventually. I feel like when I really need him at that moment, he won't be there, but he'll come around eventually. This is part 1. I still have, off the top of my head, like, 3 story times to talk about of why I don't have a boyfriend. It gets really, I might do the next one. No, the next one's gonna be really dark and like deep. Like you thought this was fucked up, like it gets worse. It gets so much worse, like illegal shit worse. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to tell. But I'm excited to tell those stories because there was something from such a long time ago, and like, woo, it gets worse. So please do stay tuned to my story times on why I don't have a boyfriend. And I hope you guys do like them. So yeah, I enjoyed filming it. I enjoyed getting like my little paper ready and writing down all my problems. It really helped. Like it was really therapeutic to like write the shit down that happened with us and like what went right, what didn't go right. Like it was pretty fun. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.